We're live today with a very special treat. We're here at the press junket for a movie called Anthropoid with Cillian Murphy and jamiedornan. Say hi, you guys.
Hi, hello.
So tell me about this movie. I saw it the other day. It was amazing. It was really intense. What drew you to choosing this project? Cillian, I read that you love the script.
Yes.
What really brought you guys to want to tell the story?
Well, yeah, it was, for me, it always starts with the word on the page. It always starts with the script, and this was from the get-go, very, very compelling piece of writing, very kind of economical as well, when you read it, and particularly the second half of the film, sort of the assassination attempt and the aftermath of that, and also I was a very big fan of Sean Ellis's film prior to this called Metro Manila. Mm-hmm. And then, the opportunity to work with this guy. So it was a nice package. Using that word, but you know what I mean.
I'll echo the same sentiments. When the script came to me, Cillian was already attached to it, and I'm very happy to say that I was a massive fan of Cillian's work, and so the opportunity to work with him was very alluring. And same as Cillian, I'd just seen Metro Manila, which had totally floored me, and I'd advise anyone who hasn't seen that movie to go and watch it. It's an incredible piece of filmmaking. So I was desperate to work with Sean, so this movie could have been about anything, and I would have done it because I wanted to work with these two people so much. But luckily, it's a story that grabbed me, and desperate to tell.
So what surprised you guys the most about playing Joseph and Jan?
Well, it's, you sort of, your duty, I suppose, as an actor is to kind of portray these guys as honestly and with as much kind of empathy as you possibly can. But every day, it was kind of hard to get your head around the fact that these guys were going to go through with this. And they effectively, they didn't think they were going to get out of that situation alive, and what that does to you, your psyche, what the pressure that puts on you as an individual, I think was fascinating. So every day was a sort of an attempt to kind of figure that out, and also to try and explore the relationship between the two of them, because they each needed each other to get through it. They both reacted in very different ways to that pressure, but they couldn't do it without each other,
So, of course, as you mentioned, the last half of the movie is so difficult, and it was difficult to watch. I can't imagine it was an easy shoot. What was your hardest day filming this movie? And what happened?
I'd say like a collective of days, which we did in probably a week's worth of work we did in the church, which...
That took a whole week to film.
I think it probably did, yeah. You were, obviously Cillian, I'm talking about my character's demise within the church in the siege, which obviously Cillian's character Joseph is down in the crypt, and they filmed after it. I'd actually wrapped the movie by that point. I think it was probably a week, and a very intense battle. We're in a very hot studio, and it was very sweaty, long working hour days, and it felt very visceral and claustrophobic and brutal in the conditions when we were filming it. And so the whole time you're thinking, if we can, if this presents itself half as brutal as it feels to do on the screen, then this is going to have a huge impact, which I personally think it does. I think it's very hard to watch all that stuff,
So speaking of impact, who are you hoping goes to see this movie, and what do you really want them to get out of, watching the story of Anthropoid?
Oh, it was new to me and to Jamie both, this piece of history. I wasn't aware of it, which is kind of crazy when you think, about the effect that it had on the Second World War, and then the effect that the Second World War had on, history in general. And so I think, it's not really, it's our duty, primarily to entertain, and I think this film does it very successfully. And I think secondarily, it informs you also because it tells you about this piece of history, and I think it will be very taken with that, I hope.
So, to turn it around on a little bit of a lighter note, while I was watching this movie, I kept thinking, like, these men are so brave. They are literally going in there, and they know that they're not going to make it out alive, more or less. Let's say that they had been superheroes. What do you think their superhero powers would have been?
For us, I think what we love about the story and these characters is that how human they are and how far away they are from having superpowers. And that's what I think resonates so much with an audience, and why I think they're so relatable to people, because they are just normal fellas who are thrown into this very abnormal situation. And that's what makes it more relatable as an audience. But I'm sure, you know, they could have done some superpowers in that scenario. I don't know, invisibility probably.
I think you answered that very well.
It's a very good one. Yeah. And then, do you guys have any desire or any, like, not so secret goals to play superheroes, and which ones would you maybe want to be?
I never think about that kind of thing, to be honest.
Our audience is very, very sort of superhero comic book obsessed.
Speaking of him, he was in 3 Batman movies.
That's true.
I feel like I've done it.
You've done it. Yeah. Great.
You've done the franchise, that's enough.
So what is next for each of you?
I'm shooting a Christopher Nolan movie at the moment called Dunkirk. And
with former One Direction or Harry Styles.
Exactly. Yeah.
Former? Have they split up?
I don't
know.
Have.
Well, he's left the band. No, he hasn't left the band.
This is hot off the press.
Ooh, sorry. Ignore me.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm about to start something in October, I think, and then something else in January, but neither of them are actually real yet, so I can't really talk about. Got 2 other projects coming out in September.
Any lighter fare? Any comedies in your future?
I don't know.
Cillian's not funny enough. But look, you know, you like a balance. I think it's a cool aspect of our job that no 2 days are ever the same at work, and I love that about being an actor. And different genres, different projects present themselves in many different forms every other day, so, you know, who knows what's going to happen.
Okay. And just a couple of quick questions for a lightning round for our audience. Which emoji do you use the most?
I'm not really an emoji guy.
I prefer spelling words correctly.
There is that one that's a smiling twirl of shite.
Oh, you like that one?
It's very strange.
Apparently the emoji people have said that that's meant to be chocolate frosting, but I think the jig is up.
It's definitely poo.
Definitely. Are you guys on Snapchat by any chance? Do you have a preferred Snapchat filter?
I don't know what Snapchat is.
Okay.
I don't even know what it is.
What was the last TV show you binged watched?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I know. Friday Night Lights, for me. So I was very obsessive about it in the first couple of seasons, and not so much as it went on, but incredibly well acted. Shot.
I watched this great Danish, actually Belgian show called Corden, which is really, really good. I recommend it.
This is about James Corden.
And what's a movie you watch all the time?
Well, generally with me it happens that it's kids movies.
Yeah, me too.
I have children, so they're the ones that are on repeat.
So what do your kids love?
Oh my god.
Thankfully we watch a lot. Recently we've been going to Indiana Jones.
Right. Cillian's kids are a little bit older than mine. I'm on strictly animation. I'm Frozen and the Lorax and Metropolis and stuff. But look, by the way, I absolutely love watching them.
Good movies.
I can watch them all day. I do watch them all day.
Indiana Jones is so good one. Perfect.
Yeah, they are brilliant.
They're wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thanks a million. Thank you.
That's a wrap for us. Thanks everyone for joining us on Now This. Be sure to check out Anthropoid and live subscribe so you can see more of our live videos next time. Thanks so much. Have a good Saturday.